This afternoon, a member of the Metro Police Department SWAT team fatally shot a 54-year-old man who was wanted on 2 arrest warrants charging aggravated kidnapping and 2 other arrest warrants charging felony aggravated assault. This situation, or these crimes, began in the 3 o'clock hour this morning. The subject's wife and his stepdaughter were awakened by him at 3 o'clock this morning at gunpoint. They were brought into a family room. He threatened them, said that if they called anyone, he would kill them. He also was throwing things about the residents and just generally threatening them with the gun, all the while not letting them leave. Sometime this morning after sunup, he ultimately fell asleep. The 2 victims, the wife and his stepdaughter, were able to flee the residence and went directly to the Hermitage precinct. Officers there talked to the 2 victims, took their statements in detail, and wound up swearing out arrest warrants against this man. His name is Mark Capps. Again, those warrants charging 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. The warrants were issued just before 2 o'clock this afternoon at 1:55. The police department SWAT team was alerted to the situation regarding Mr. Capps, given the danger described by his family members and his availability of firearms. In addition to the gun that he was using to threaten the wife and the stepdaughter, he was reported to have other guns in the residence. Just after the arrest warrants were issued, members of the SWAT team were conducting a covert operation outside the residence, attempting to be prepared in the event that he barricaded himself inside. As the SWAT members were on the front porch area of the home, he actually came to the door, opened the door with gun in hand. At that point, during that altercation or confrontation with the SWAT members, he was fatally shot. We have since learned that there were probably cameras that were monitoring the outside of the home, and he may well have seen members of the police department doing their operation outside the residence while he was inside. Members of the SWAT team were in their typical SWAT gear. They would have been clearly marked to him, or what should have been clearly apparent to him, as members of the police department. This investigation is ongoing now by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, which handles all officer-involved shootings in the city. The body cameras of the SWAT members have been taken back to headquarters for download, and in typical fashion, the police department will be releasing video from this incident once all the downloads can occur, and those are occurring at this moment. So in the next few hours, the body camera footage will be released.
How many officers exchanged gunfire with the suspect?
1 officer fired.
Do we know how many shots?
I do not at this moment.
Did the suspect fire his weapon at the officers or threaten them in any way?
I do not believe so at this moment. Threatening them, yes. He came to the door, opened the door, armed with a gun, and they were dealing with him there, attempting to get him to drop the gun. So yes, he was threatening them. They believed that he was posing an imminent danger to them, an imminent threat to them, when one of the officers fired. There were 3 SWAT members there at the front of the residence at that time.
Was the suspect pointing the gun at the officers, or he just holding it?
We'll see that in the body camera footage that's going to be released this evening.
And how is the wife and stepdaughter doing?
They are at the Family Safety Center. They were working to obtain an order of protection against him. They were extremely frightened by him and his violent actions toward them during the early morning hours, and not letting them leave. Again, it was ultimately when he fell asleep that they were able to get out of the house and went immediately to the Hermitage precinct.
Do we know if his violent behavior has any history?
I do not know his history at the moment.
Has the family filed any complaints against him prior to this, or was this the first time that he
I don't know that.
How do you spell his last name?
His name is Mark, last name Capps, C-A-P-P-S.
Age 50.
Age 54. His wife is 60 and his stepdaughter is 23.
And again, you said Don came in at 2 o'clock this morning, said if they called the police, he would shoot them and kill them.
I couldn't hear you.
You said at came in at 2 o'clock this morning and said if he called the police, he was going to shoot them.
No, no, he awakened them in the 3 o'clock hour and brought them into a family room at gunpoint, held the gun on them, and told them that if they tried to call someone, that he would kill them. And that ordeal went on for quite a while with the gun pointed at them until ultimately he fell asleep on a bed. I believe he also had the 2 women with him in that bedroom when he ultimately fell asleep. So they were at his mercy at gunpoint throughout the morning until they were ultimately able to leave the house once he fell asleep.
I just wanted to get some clarification.
Okay. Again, we'll have more later tonight once the video is uploaded and reviewed. Okay.